नीचे बड़ा कमोशन हो रहा है। थिंकिंग है कि कोई राजेंद्र कुमार है तो कोई बड़ा तो कोई पर्सनैलिटी थोड़ा एक लोग ने देखा है वो जितना कर रखा है भाई समुद्र देखने में आ रहा है कुछ तो आ जाओ जल्दी गुड शॉट है ना ये है এইসব শুনে নিজের বয়স বড্ড বেশি मैं कहता था भाभी जी को अगर चौराहे पे खड़ा करती तो गाड़ी रुक जाएगी अब एक्टिंग मैच को साफ करेंगे like to say hello to you too. आप लोग को मैं सुनाना चाहता हूँ दो रिकॉर्डिंग चाहिए ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन which is coming out soon. I would like you to give a small talk to us now. 1 minute, so that we could ask you something, some sort of question and answer. 5 minutes, not more. Not more. Ask no questions. Okay. भैया सबको बैठाओ. Let them sit down. I think let us start the yeah. बूंदी के बोसी विजय बूंदी के बोसी ठीक है हम इनको गोपाल नाम दिया लड्डू भी खाते ही हैं आधा घंटा वो रेस बैठ गया रेस खेलने गए नहीं रात इतना तक आधा घंटा हो गया रेस अरे नरेश भाई इधर रॉय इधर ही है करिए कुछ बात बामन राव जी इमीडिएट फ्यूचर प्लान बैठे हैं बात कर रहे हैं दैट्स इमीडिएट मोस्ट टू सी we had to record one whole side of an LP about 21 minutes ka piece. And in the morning we all assembled festival of artists, India artists जितने गए थे वो सब आए और 10 o'clock was the recording time, no? And while going up till then we didn't have anything, क्या record करने वाला कुछ पता नहीं था. हम कहे थे कि सब इंस्ट्रूमेंट आ जाना चाहिए स्टूडियो में, बहुत बड़ा स्टूडियो and 8 track machine. There were 3-4 tamburas और बाकी जो आर्टिस्ट हैं उनके सब. And just, you know, we started recording without any planning. मैं सोचा कि थोड़ा old style का कुछ चीज से करें. करते करते वो बनते गया चीज. And it starts with all sort of stotras, थोड़ा वैदिक hymns है, थोड़ा सा उसमें प्रार्थना है, जैसा आप सुनेंगे खुद ही. This is not a prepared talk, but I'll try to make it very informal and just say anything in relation to my music, my travels. Lately I feel a little more confident in our own people, seeing their confidence in me, which has come back, in the sense that because of my being absent for last few years, most of the times abroad, many people took it for granted that, either I have settled down there, or I'm mostly concentrating, performing for the Western people, Western audience, and therefore compromising in my music and things like that. Many people went as far as, thinking that I have been sort of trying to commercialize or westernize my music in my performances, trying to please the, as they say and think, trying to please the American audience and the hippies and the pop music-loving crowd. Well, the only things that I did in the beginning, as I have said again and again in my number of articles, that I gave shorter duration of program. But that was in the beginning, as I say. For a number of years I had to do that to make people more accustomed to our music, our classical music.
Today he takes his place who is the greatest performers of music the world over, with Casals and Rostropovich, with Menuhin Roystra, with Segovia and Julian Bream, with Richter and Horowitz. If any one of these put down his musical instrument today, he would still be a great musician and a great person. And this is really the test. Ravi Shankar's musicianship and greatness are not limited to the handling of the sitar. It goes far beyond that. But it was through the sitar, the discipline, it was through the discipline of the sitar that he did realize himself fully.
That Indian classical music is unlike the Western music, where you have a great help visually, because the Western music is written down. With us it is very difficult. I mean, as someone said, that Indian music cannot be taught, it can be imbibed, it can be sort of planted, and it needs a congenial atmosphere, it needs a lot of peace in the mind. I personally believe that it's very hard you can learn the technique, you can learn the ragas, the arohis and avarohis and the bandishes, and you can have a lot of speed, but to make each note alive, pulsate with life and feeling, so that it can move you, just one sa or one Gandhar can give that particular feeling of feeling very lonely or feeling very sad or feeling very spiritual or devotional, bring tears in the eyes. These are the things which is not possible to achieve in a year or two. That's why I have been thinking that music should be included in the basic education from the very small age. That's the time when we can really give them the sanskar, as it's said in our country, and to give them sur and lay. And now, many people misunderstand me as a sitar player and also me as a composer, doing number of other things like orchestral pieces or composing music for films or ballet and such other things. Now, in the field of creativity, one cannot be very much stuck to one pattern, and especially when one has to do music for incidental music for films which are subjects not Indian, one really cannot think of doing purely classical Indian music. Therefore, I have always been very open-minded and I have never been afraid to experiment. Now, I would like you to hear some tapes. The first one is myself playing along with a very famous mridangam player from South, Palghat Raghu. Now I would like you to listen to a piece where you will hear sitar and you will hear tabla, but then all the other instruments are Western instruments.